Hello, YouTube in the future. Welcome to episode 11 of our Thera Tales D&D session. Yes, I am wearing the same shirt. It's a mystery. Are we here the same day? The same day as we did our episode 10? Maybe. Is it a whole another week and I decided to wear the exact same outfit? Also a possibility. I'm a man. I don't own many clothes. I would show you my dresser, but it's very dark over there. If you guys do enjoy, leave a like, subscribe down below. Comment if you enjoyed. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, all that shenanigans. And let's get the party up in here. Say hello to episode 11 of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Hello, episode 11 of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, my peeps?
I was telling them the reason I'm wearing the same exact shirt is because we definitely aren't recording 2 episodes back to back.
No.
We would never do that.
We would not do that.
No, I told them it's because my closet is limited, and I only had a few nice shirts to wear for D&D, and I really like this one, so I put it on every week, every Friday. It's like my Friday get up, right? That's what I say.
I used
Yes.
to do
Yes, of course. So in the last episode, our party reached the city of Nyx, which is basically like a modern-day New York City, except much nicer, much cleaner, and basically utopia. They learned that during the war 1,000 years ago, this city cut itself off from the rest of the world in preparation to eventually come back and save the world from its own destruction. They knew if they didn't cut themselves off, then they'd be destroyed along with the rest of the world. So they disappeared, they hid themselves. The Titan of Darkness herself, Nyx, Gaia's sister, has helped oversee the city. This is like her seat of power, her domain. They met her in the last episode. She told them that they were about to get educated. Sleek's up here. He's up here hopefully trying to break Corin and his dark streak of brooding douchiness. Six is out here trying to learn what a douche is. That'll be fun.
that.
So they learned what a hotel was. They had some good food. They're all dressed in V-necks and jeans. They look like a posse up in here. And the party was kind of split up to go about their separate ways in the city to learn about their tasks and become stronger. Walker, our wonderful Warforged, had a bit of a traumatic experience, learning that he is the last Warforged. There are no more of his kind. He has been assigned to Nyx, and Nyx herself is going to look over Walker and kind of teach him. Solomon is in a coma still. He's been taken to a hospital to be looked after, and hopefully eventually repaired. Six has gone with a female tiefling named Schwarm. She seems to be taking none of his bullshit. Zeph is missing in action. She was struck by lightning. Is she dead? Did she disappear? Nobody knows! Shem went with some old lady named Edna. Esmeralda went with a man named John, who kind of leads a theater troupe. And Korn is stuck with Salik. And on today's episode, we're basically going to be doing a bit of a montage where we go through the time period of their time in the city, and we are going to go through each of them as we learn about their time. And just to get this off the bat now, they spend about 2 months in the city. And we are going to begin with Walker. And when we last saw Walker, he was looking out over the city in Nyx's office. As Nyx told him that he may or may not be the last hope for the Warforged to ever walk this earth again. And scene starts. So after she tells you this, Walker, she sits back down and begins typing away on her computer as you stare over the city. She seems to be giving you your space for the time being.
Doing taxes.
Yes, doing taxes.
So, next, if we're supposed to help with this, what am I supposed to do here?
Well, that's obvious, dear Walker. You are here to learn, get stronger, and, well, prepare for a war that you did not sign up for, but will have to help finish.
Well, I barely know magic. I visited one of the academies in
Oh,
Gregorius, or what
those,
was.
those silly academies know nothing. Dear Walker, you are about to be taught by the Titan of Darkness herself. You will have no better teacher than I.
Where do we begin?
Well, let's start with these visions I'm sure you've been having, looking through the time itself. I'm sure you saw the destruction of Chal. The time flow in that area is very different.
Why? You're right. It's been something I've been experiencing. I don't totally understand it. I know it's something time related, but can I control these visions?
Well, you're a chrono wizard, aren't you?
Yeah, it seems like I've had an affinity for it as I've been studying magic, but to see back in time like that is more than I was been able to do before.
Well, my brother was once the Titan of Time before we had to destroy him for trying to destroy the world. I myself have a small affinity for it. We'll learn. We together, you and I will learn how to control these things.
So, okay. Well,
If you're done
tell me what to
brooding,
do.
are you ready?
I am ready.
She reaches out and touches you, and suddenly you are filled with visions of her past, and you see the creation of this world. You learn that in the beginning there were 7 Titans, many of which their names kind of pass through you, but they seem rather unimportant. You see uh, these 2 of these Titans, one of which you know to be Gaia and Nyx, who seem rather young in this picture.
Hmm.
Kind of join one side of a battle you know nothing about, and these other 5 Titans, their siblings, join another side of the battle. Gaia and Nyx defeat these Titans. They seem to be arguing about life. Gaia and Nyx want to begin creating or populating Thera, turning it into a world worth living in, and the rest of the Titans kind of enjoy this empty world where nothing happens. They enjoy their lax jobs. In the end, these 2 Titans, Nyx and Gaia, come out victorious, and banish Titans to different between either destroying them and making it so it takes years for their essence to return, or banishing them to different corners. And they begin creating the world. Gaia and Nyx create the gods, give birth to gods, and create the humans and the monsters, and basically make Thera what it is today. And then Gaia and Nyx get into a fight of their own, and after said fight, end up kind of fighting to a stalemate. Neither of them really wanted to kill each other, but kind of fighting as sisters do. But when you fight on the level, when you're a Titan as powerful as they are, these fights kind of are a bit more intense than your average siblings brawl. So in the end, they kind of both fall asleep. And these are the images you see before you, Walker. Kind of the history of Thera. The creation of this planet, the creation of the gods, Nyx creating hers, and kind of giving them the control over the eastern hemisphere of the world. Gaia is having control of the western hemisphere. And yeah, these are the images you see in your head. And then she pulls her hand back. She says, "Well, what did you think?"
So, you made this place with your sister. What what happened after you went to sleep that got us here?
Well, 2,000 years ago, the other Titans woke up and tried to destroy this world. Great heroes, your father, Zarin being one of them, awoke us. We joined their side, and we battled most of the Titans and destroyed them. 2 still walk this earth.
Who?
Walker, what did I tell you about names?
Well, what is their, what do you call it? Their portfolio, as it were.
Well, I can tell you one is named Aristo. He is not the one we need to worry about. He is a Titan of poisons, of the plague, of disease, and all of those horrible things. He mainly keeps to himself in Thera now, but well, the other one, the other one is the one we need to worry about. The Titan of Prophecies. He knows all that will happen and all that has ever happened.
Leak spoke of this one.
He is a difficult opponent.
I see. Must have been tragic to watch everything you built get destroyed.
Yes, my sister and I, we were quite happy after the war 2,000 years ago, finally seeing Thera grow into what it had become, a utopia of sorts. Well, it wasn't until that dastardly being, what was his name again?
Jolo.
What's... Yes.
I remember the king speaking of him.
You'll have to forgive my memory. I am, well, I may not look it, but I'm a very old woman. All these
Well,
names blend together after a time.
we must all seem like mayflies to you.
Some, yes, but Walker, you are old yourself. You are over 2,000 years old. You were built during the time of Zerum.
That explains the creaky elbow.
I see you still have a bright, funny side to you, Walker.
Well, still a child next to someone like you. So if this is what's happened, and that's what we're up against, how do we? There's so much here to learn about. What do we do next?
Next, I begin teaching. And with that, we begin our training montage. Walker, she over the next weeks, she takes you out to the city, and begins kind of showing you how to find these threads of time, these visions that you've been seeing, and begins showing you how to purposely seek them out. Instead of them taking you over like they did in Chaw, she shows you how to seek them out and control them, and you kind of learn of the city and through these time threads as you kind of learn to control them. You see the building of the city on top of this mountain. The very building that Nyx herself presides in, where you met her, is built over what was once her tomb. You see the building of the city, the advancements of technology. You see them have council when the war begins, and decide to hide themselves away on top of this mountain, living above the clouds in obscurity. You see children grow to old people and die, and you see the entire history of the city. But instead of these visions taking you like they did in Chal over the next 2 months, you really learn to control them. As you do, you kind of see these threads of times everywhere, but you kind of learn how to pick out the important ones and pass over the ones that you don't seem to really need. But every once in a while, you enjoy finding these small time threads, and every once in a while you seek them out and learn about some random old person's life that lived 500 years ago.
They're my reality TV.
They are, in fact, reality TV. Over these 2 months, you all 5 of you kind of stay in the same hotel, and you're not like cut off from each other, but you wake up each morning, you have breakfast together, and learn about the trials and tribulations of the others. As you each kind of compare, it becomes a daily routine in your group to compare stories of what each other has done over this 2-month period. And Walker, you are constantly telling your friends about some tiny tidbit you learned about this old guy Jim who lived 400 years ago, who helped advance the internet, or
the inventor of the blue jeans.
Yes, you do in fact learn about Genius himself, the inventor of blue jeans. And you spend your time telling your friends about the history of Thera itself, as you learn to master. But on top of just teaching you how to master your control over these time threads, Gaia also teaches you how to just become a better wizard in general. She teaches you better tactics than just hiding in holes and throwing your spells.
I imagine a montage scene here. She's like, "All right, so show me how you fight. Mold Earth, jump in hole."
This does happen. She gives you a look like what are you doing there? And you look up.
Minor illusion, cover hole.
She pretends, she stands up, she goes, "Oh my goodness," and she rubs her chin and she says, "Oh no, where has Walker gone? Man, he sure has thwarted me." Almost like you would see with a child, or like a mother and her child, like making you believe that your tricks have worked. By the end of these 2 months period, though, and you're training with Nyx, you've grown quite close to her. I don't know if robots can have parental figures, but if they could, this would be as close to a mother as Walker has ever felt. As she's nurtured you and kind of made you her own. You completely understand the life of this Titan and everything she's been through, and you understand the city and everything it's been through.
The burden of watching all these decisions that people have had to make over these years. Walker's probably gonna start getting edgings of borrowed wisdom and maturity that he probably wouldn't have come across himself. And Nyx, it's speaking with Nyx, I don't want to be thinking like Nyx. Your creations, it must have been hard to cut them off. I'm starting to understand.
Well, unlike the gods, it was impossible to leave this world like they have. This world that I personally created. They were when they saw the travesties that began befalling this world because of Jolo and the horrible atrocities he's committed. The gods abandoned this world. Gaia and I, we had no such luxuries.
What have you considered having our group find a way to release you from this place?
I do not want to be released. I am happy. I enjoy the city that I have helped build.
Well, I can't thank you enough for all the mentorship you've given me. I only hope we can put it to good use.
I have no doubt that you will, Walker. You will be the glue that holds this group together come in the future. The tactical leader who knows how to lead.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me glue.
I mean, do you want glue? I have some on my desk if you really need it.
Oh, do you have that fancy gun glue?
Walker, you fool. You know I already gave that to your friend Corin.
Oh,
That happened
okay.
like a month ago when he wanted to build some new gun.
Oh, that's right. See, all this new information stuff starting to fall out at the other side here.
And by the end of your 2-month period, Walker, you have hit level 10. As
Whoa.
you have grown and learned along with Nyx.
Is there any fancy tech edgings I can get while I'm in town?
No, you come to understand all 5 of you come to understand this new civilization you've learned in these next 2 months. You become quite comfortable with it all, and kind of learn the customs and such. But that is where we will end Walker's montage and move on to 6. As you were at the beginning of these 2 months, you were dragged out of this building by Schwarm. By your horns.
I like it rough.
I will kill you.
Hey, I got a question.
What? You idiot. What do you want?
What's a douche?
It's something that women put in their vaginas to keep clean, okay?
Sounds dirty. Sounds weird. Why would you...
Do you
Never
want
mind.
a dirty vagina? Huh?
Did you just ask me if I want a vagina?
I can make sure you never procreate ever again if you keep asking me these stupid questions.
First off, a stupid question is one that is never asked.
No,
Second.
that's a stupid thing that people tell themselves when they ask stupid questions.
Second, I will not appropriate that answer. No, nope, not gonna dignify that. Not at the moment.
Your lucky Lady Nyx has ordered me to help teach you. I would kill you at the spot if I could.
Are you sure you don't want to cuddle?
With that, she puts a hand on your shoulder, almost in a very tender moment. And it doesn't. It takes a few seconds for you to realize that her hand is burning you, and then suddenly your shirt catches on fire.
It's getting warm in here, or is it just me?
Now you are on fire.
Okay. Next.
Are you immune to fire? Is that what we're getting at here?
I'm definitely resistant, yeah. So
Resistant does not mean it doesn't hurt.
I'm aware of this. Six is kind of a sadist, if you haven't noticed.
She looks at you expecting a reaction. When you don't get one, she kind of puts the fire out. She says, "Oh, I'll find a way to break you. I will."
Or please do.
And over the next few months, after learning how kind of sadistic you are, she stops and she starts being very, very nice to you, knowing this is probably how to get to you.
Aww. I pets it.
She stops calling you an idiot. She starts kind of flirting with you and being very nice and being very patient. And over the next 2 months, she teaches you more about magic than you've ever known. She kind of gives you a better control of it. Teaches you, and she also teaches you about the tiefling people and their history on this earth, on this world of Thera. How they've never played a major role in anything. They've always kind of sat in the background. They used to live in a forest on Jiro, kind of away from the rest of the people, until the Great War 1,000 years ago. When they were kind of forced to act or die, and many of them came to the city before it closed down, and they thought the tiefling people to be extinct in the world of Thera. Outside of the city, there's a small district of mainly tieflings living together. They thought the tieflings had been wiped out from the rest of the world until you came. And you spend lots of time in this tiefling district, getting to know the other people, or the other tieflings around you, and they have many questions asking about your family and where you came from, and if you knew any other tieflings in the world of Thera, which I will let you answer accordingly.
Unfortunately, no, I don't know of any other tieflings. However, you all lot seem much better than Mother, and my sibling. However, just so we're clear, I'm going to. Well, you will very shortly be the only tieflings left.
And
because
Schwarm looks at you and she says, "What do you mean? Why will we be the only tieflings left? We already thought we were, so it's great news to hear there's more in the world there. We thought that our people were extinct outside of the city."
Well, if you must know, have you ever thought to question why 6 is 6?
No, that's just your name. Why would I question why you're 6 if I don't question why I'm Schwarm? Apparently my parents really liked some sort of food and gave me a name after it.
In my family, the most powerful sorcerer that is born is always the 7th child, the 7th generation. I had a twin, maybe, don't know. Things change. Anyway, I was the 6th born, and twin to the 7th. Now, in our line, that means that I have stolen the power of my sibling, and therefore was treated as a pariah my entire life, and thus also named 6 as an insult to my heritage, for 6 is the precursor to the most powerful in the line.
You know that's all bullshit, right? The seventh born is definitely not the most powerful.
Not in the Haranches.
Yeah, you were lied to your entire life. You definitely didn't like steal any power from your brother or anything like that, or sister, or whoever your seventh sibling is. That's all bullshit. That's not how magic works.
Yeah, well, doesn't change how I was raised.
Well,
So-
we're aware. We're just, I just wanted to let you know that this whole story you're telling us is a complete lie, and it means nothing, honestly.
Your perspective is different than mine.
You got so out of focus. Focus camera.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
But not like anyone needs to see my face, anyways. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, the entire seventh born is complete bullshit. All 70 of you probably have very equal powers. Your parents just didn't teach the rest of you how to use your powers because they were focused on the seventh.
Although this must be true.
Well, you seem to have done pretty fine yourself. You seem to be decently strong, at least.
I mean, I can make a fire.
Well, I mean, that's why you're with us, is we're going to teach you how to do real tiefling magic.
True.
And with that, they do. And by the end of these 2 months, you are, along with your friend Walker, the level 10 sorcerer, unless you plan on multi-classing in any way, shape, or form.
Not yet.
Alright, well, yeah, you're level 10 sorcerer, and you have, can you sit? Slowly.
Or
You
I can
are,
upcast fire.
yes, significantly stronger when you started. They taught you all about your heritage and what actually being a tiefling means. And you exit and they also do their best to try and dissuade. Oh, hey, look, I'm focused again. Neat. They also do their best to kind of dissuade you from this path of revenge that you seem to be on. As they teach you all about true tiefling heritage. You know, this is the last subset of tieflings in this world. Whether you adopt their teachings or not is up to the subconscious and the inner workings of Six to learn about. Shem, moving on to you. Yes, Walker.
Tristan, do you have your camera on somewhere? Are you actually camera on somewhere?
Yeah.
Where? Discord?
Oh no, I have open in OBS.
Got it.
I
Okay.
can turn my camera on in Discord if you really want to.
No,
see my face.
don't take your internet. I was just wondering. You're talking about your camera.
Yeah, I have OBS open. Man, I used to put my dog on stream all the time. Now no one ever sees her anymore. If anyone sticks through most of episode 11, they get to see a beautiful puppy. Shem, moving on to you and your adventures with the old lady Edna. Picking up right where we left off, she kind of hobbles out of the building that you all were in, using this cane to support her, and you follow off behind her. And she doesn't say anything as she kind of just walks down the street.
Edna?
Oh, what is it, dear? What do you need?
Where are we going?
I don't know. Where does anyone go nowadays, dearie?
So true.
Why are you following me again?
You told me to.
I did? Oh, so sorry. This old senile mind of mine. It's so hard to keep track of things nowadays. Why did I tell you to follow me?
I think you're supposed to teach me.
Oh, Okay! Well, this form of yours does you no good. You should really turn into your true form before I begin teaching you.
I feel like there's some I Dream of Genie theme music coming in here.
Do you guys know what changelings look like?
They've all seen you in your brief moment of passed outness.
Oh, yeah.
At least some of them have. Walker
Yeah, she
and...
kept her form passed out, but she showed us her face. And I think I ended up doing a face massage moment with her.
Dearie, you're using some of your magic to maintain this form of yours. But it's useless. And she kind of waves her cane at you and like points at your face. Your true form is just fine as is. You changelings don't know when to stop.
Okay. So, I drop my charade.
Please, explain to the world what your full form looks like. What does Shem actually look like?
Disgusting.
That's not good. Give us good descriptors. Paint me a word picture. Pretend you are Bob Ross. What do you look like, ma'am?
Just, give me a second. Well, I have... I am looking it up. I have gray skin, one all black eye, and one all white eye. And for some reason, I have a tail.
Ah, there you are, dearie. You look just fine now. Come along, come along. And she begins walking again.
I follow.
After a few moments, she stops and she looks at you and says, "Who are you? Why are you following me? You look weird. Leave me be."
Listen, lady. Nyx told you to teach me, and you told me that I needed to look like this.
And she points her staff at you, and for a second, everything feels normal, and then gravity seems to like become significantly stronger around you, and you are no longer able to move. And she says, "Ah, yes, of course. For your first test, find me at my home." And she begins walking away while you are unable to move. This intense amount of gravity just surrounds you. After a few moments, it dies down, but you have now lost the old lady.
Do I see what direction she went?
She seemed to walk ahead for a while until her old short stature got lost in the crowd of people around you.
All right. Then I am going to use my flying ability, head in the direction that I saw her, hovering above the crowd and seeing if I can spot her.
Make me a perception check.
Let's see. That is... Oh, Jesus. That's a 3.
Yeah, you have no clue where this old lady's at.
So as I'm flying above the crowd, I'm just screaming, "Edna! Has anybody seen Edna?"
And some younger lad points you to the left. He says, "I think she went that way, miss."
I go that way.
Yeah, and you fly that way for a while until you get to a much quieter section of the town. There's an old shack, kind of built in the middle of a park. that really stands out as, probably shouldn't exist here. It's surrounded by trees, and there's a nice lake off to the left.
I land and go to the shack.
Okay, do you knock, or you just go right on in?
I knock.
Oh, yes, are these my groceries you've delivered to me? Please come in, and leave them on the table like normal.
Edna?
Where are my groceries?
I'm Shem. You told me to come find you?
Okay, did you bring me my eggs?
I conjure eggs.
Make me an Arcana check.
That would be a 13.
You conjure quail eggs. And she kind of looks down and begins examining them. She says, "Wow, you were really bad at your job, Shem."
I'm sorry, it's my first day.
Very magically inept. Much to teach you indeed. Come along.
I follow.
And for the next week, or the next 2 months, your days basically go the same. She pretends to not know who you are and demands something, and you have to magically conjure it for her. And some days you get it very right. On the days you get it wrong, she kind of takes you outside and there's an old willow tree outside. She kind of uses her magic to take control of this tree. Endlessly basically beats you with it, telling you to use your magic to block. Some days are better than others. Some days you use your Eldritch Blast and such to blast the tree branches back as we try and hit you. Some days you get a real beating from this old willow tree. The days that you seem to succeed seem to be harder than the days that you fail. Almost like she's trying to push you farther and farther across your limits. But by the end of the 2 months, you seem to have a very grudging respect for this old lady and her willow tree mastery. And you too, like your other comrades, have reached a level of 10. As you, on the final day, after doing battle against the old lady, after you're done, she invites you inside. She says, it appears today is our last day together, Shem. Please, where are the eggs you were supposed to have brought to me?
I conjure the eggs.
Make me an Arcana check.
Do I do that at level 10?
Yeah.
We're rooting for dragon eggs.
I don't know if you increase your intelligence by level 10 or what you get by then, but yes.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I was not prepared for this.
You knew you were going to get to level 10. You had 2 people ahead of you.
Yeah, but I usually have to ask people questions.
Just roll it at level 6 and we'll add 1 to it.
Okay. All right. You said another Arcana?
Yep.
Oh, it's a 12.
So 13. Again, you conjure quail eggs, and she takes one and throws it at you. Says, useless till the end, you silly changeling, you. And she still takes the rest of the eggs that she didn't throw at you and cooks them into a nice meal and sits them across the table. And she says, "All right, sit down with this old hag and enjoy your meal."
I like sit down and I'm just like silently weeping.
You would think after 2 whole months you would learn how to conjure a simple egg, you useless girl.
I mean, it is an egg.
What do you mean? It's about 3:45.
So it is, Edna.
Speaking of which, it's about time for me to go die. My time here is done.
Oh, good. I mean, oh, no.
She stands up and after finishing her meal and looks at you. She says, "Don't you fail me here, girlie. If you do, a willow tree will appear and start beating you. Do you hear?"
Yes, I hear you, Edna.
She takes her stick or her walking stick and kind of hits you on top of the head with it again. She says, "I swear, girl! I swear this willow tree!" And then she walks outside, and you kind of follow behind her. And she walks up to the willow tree and puts her hand against it. And there's a giant gust of wind, almost like Kung Fu Panda Master Oogway, and leave the willow tree and wrap around her. And the breeze dies down. She's gone.
Or was she never there to begin with?
I'm just like, what the hell was that?
And you turn around and look inside. She's sitting there inside her table, and she gives you a stupid look. She says, "Well, you really are an idiot, girl. Did you believe I just went and killed myself? No! I have lots of years left ahead of me. Get out of my house, you stupid girl!"
I had my hopes.
Yes, and those hopes won't die down. I will be watching over you and beating you with my stick as long as it needs to happen.
Thank you, Edna. I'm gonna go.
Who are you again?
Nobody. Don't worry about it. Go to sleep. And I take off.
Why would I want to meet? I heard those are weird pink aliens. Bonus points to anyone who gets that reference.
Mm.
And yeah, Shem, you hurry back to the hotel, and we switch on over to Esmelda and her journey with John. Esmelda.
John.
John.
Yes.
Yeah, I just had to make sure you weren't still doing kitchens.
No. I was eating popcorn.
Remember, guys, never do your kitchen. It'll get too attached, and it just won't accept it when you break up with it.
That's when I just remodel it.
I was about to say.
So is that what you do? Just upgrade?
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
Is that what you do with your wife there, Walker?
Hey, you know, a little bit of resurfacing,
Just
some
say
tune-ups here
that.
and there. No.
Ow!
Sometimes a fresh coat of paint's all you need.
For those of you at home who are wondering,
She's perfect the way she is.
Corn and Shem are married IRL, and apparently Corn just puts a fresh painted coat on Shem whenever he gets bored.
I dye my hair.
Ah, it all checks out. Anyways, yeah, Esmelda. Moving on from that, John, the leader of this theater troupe, kind of walks outside, leaving you to follow him.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna follow him and be like, so, what's good?
And he looks down. He says, "Oh, do you have any familiarity with the stage, there, girl?"
Yes. My family was, traveling theater of sorts. So we never had an official stage, but
Ooh,
we
you've
knew
never
how to put on
performed
a performance.
This will be fun. And after about an hour of walking, he leads you to a coliseum of sorts, filled to the brim with currently empty but hundreds of seats filling it. And he says, "Welcome to our show. You will be the star. Hope you're ready to learn your lines."
That's terrifying, but let's do it.
And over the next 2 months, Esmeralda, you learn to play the part of, fuck, what was your character's name in the last campaign?
Errol.
Yes, you learn to play the part of Errol, this badass cleric who helps in the war against the Titans. And in these 2 months, you grow quite close to this troop of theater nerds. Thespians, yes. Much better word than theater nerds.
Well, this role's gonna be super easy since I didn't speak so much last campaign.
And they highly dramatize the role of Errol. And she speaks a lot in this campaign.
Damn.
And she's basically the focal point of the campaign as she does battle against all these crazy titans, and you really learn the history of Thera through this role. But you also learn many instruments, as apparently it's in the musical as well, and Errol was very good at both the guitar, the piano, a banjo, a violin, a trumpet, and you gain proficiency in all these different instruments. You basically, from the wide assortments, could probably pick up any random instrument and at least throw out a decent tune even if you never heard it before, or never held it before.
Oh no.
You also get pretty good at, punchlines and telling jokes, and you also, through your time with the troop and interacting with so many strangers constantly, get pretty decent at talking to strangers. You kind of come out of your introverted little shell there.
This is good to know. Okay. Like customer service.
Yes, exactly. And 2 months later, the night of the show, and it's a one-night only show that you had spent 2 months preparing for, you sit backstage, and another small human, about your size, another female, her name is Tiffany. Sure, why not? Her name is Tiffany, who is playing the role of Chara, one of your old friends who dies in the play. Comes up, she says, "Are you ready, Esmeralda? I'm so excited."
I mean, this is technically going to be my first time performing in such a large crowd, but like...
Well, that's lucky for you, the entire place is booked. Everyone who's anyone is here. I heard all of your friends are here, too.
I'm sitting in the front row.
Yes, you
with
all
a
are.
bucket of popcorn.
You all are sitting in the front row. Walker has a bucket of popcorn, and he literally, takes a piece and throws it into where his mouth should be, and it bounces off and falls to the ground.
And I just keep doing it.
Oh no!
He does it every minute on the minute.
Oh my god.
Shim's there in the front row in her true form with a bouquet of roses.
Y'all are gonna end up being too nice.
And by the end of this, Esmeralda, you also learn to be, unless you're multi-classing, a level 10 bard.
Maybe I will multi-class. I don't know.
Well,
I'm
for now it
thinking
says
about it.
level 10 bard on your character sheet. If it
Okay.
changes, you let me know. And, roll me your performance check to see how well you do.
Oh damn. Let me grab my dice.
I'm jealous. You get to roll dice.
Oh shit. There it is. Oh! That's a 15. 15. Siete.
And we'll add 1 to it, so it's a 16. Yeah, you do your part pretty well.
I have a +7 on my performance.
Oh, so you roll it. Yeah. You do your
That's
part perfectly.
22.
Never mind. You told me 15 at first, okay? I thought you rolled something +7, which was a 15. Alright, yeah. You roll...
No.
Or you do your performance perfectly, and the show goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, boy.
And by the end, Shem gives you this big old bouquet of roses. You see a large pile of popcorn at Walker's feet as he gives you a standing ovation. And you have learned much about your time, or learned much about the past with your time with the troop.
Oh,
And
okay.
you go to a wild after party and get super drunk.
Nice. Okay.
And that is
Okay.
where we will leave Esmeralda's story and pick up with Corn and Salik. So yeah, Salik turns and also leaves the building after everyone else, and he kind of looks back at you and says, "Are you fucking coming, dude? Come on."
Yeah.
There was apparently a bag of rotten tomatoes stuffed in her seat during the show that she planned on throwing at Esmeralda that sucked. Luckily, Esmeralda didn't suck, so she didn't throw the tomatoes. I figured everyone should know about that, YouTube. So yeah, Corn, you follow Sleek and he leads you to a stadium. And in the stadium, you see a little barrack filled with all sorts of guns. Machine guns, snipers, shotguns, pistols. Anything you could really think to want is there.
Why did we not come here first?
Sleek goes and stands in the middle and he says, "Land a hit on me. Use any gun you want. Land a hit."
Okay.
Which gun do you pick up first?
Oh, whatever shoots a very large round.
You pick up a gigantic LMG with 200 bullets in the chamber.
Alrighty, yeah, I shoot that.
Do you just unload all 200 of them?
Oh yeah.
Salik summons his armor, his manifest of an armor, and each bullet just kind of pings off them, just ping, 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 ping. And not a single bullet even comes close to hitting him. And he gives you this big old crooked smile and he says, "Well, that was shitty. I thought you could do better than that. Come on, Corn, hit me."
Alright, so I drop that one, grab the next gun, unload that one.
Same thing happens. Not a single bullet even comes close to breaking his armor.
Okay.
There are also other weapons here: swords, knives, staffs. Basically, any weapon you can imagine is here.
I'm going to look for a pistol that shoots a semi-heavy round.
You find one. It's a little.
Okay.
It's a nice revolver. And Salik gives you another crooked smile, and he takes his armor down, and he says, "Oh, I'll give you a chance on this one. Come on. You can't miss here."
Okay, I'm actually going to spend a grit point to make this a violent shot.
Yep. Go ahead and roll this one, my friend. See how you do.
Okay. So it's going to be a +5, 6, 7 to my roll. Okay, so that's 25 to hit.
Yeah, Salik does a cool matrix dodge and dodges it in midair. And he gives you another smile and he says, "Man, that was almost close."
Okay. Next shot, I'll spend another grit point and make it a deadeye shot, so I'll have advantage on it.
Go for it. Roll to hit. For those of you
Okay,
at
the
home,
first one is a
Salik's
19.
my first overpowered character. He has an armor class of 30. He used a wish to get that high.
Second one is an 11.
Yeah, he catches your bullet in midair and kind of looks at you and says, "That was cute." He's an overpowered badass monk. He fought a demon lord on his own. It was a great time. I love this character.
Alright. Major point. I can't hit you.
No, you cannot. But now it's my turn. Before you can even blink, his fist is in front of your face, inches away from hitting you. And you kind of feel the wind and it knocks you back a few steps. And he says, Well, I thought you were supposed to dodge me.
Alright.
Man,
Get up, brush myself off.
If you're supposed to be protecting this world, and man, I'm real disappointed in what I've been shown so far. Come on, hit me with your best shot. Throw a good punch. And he kind of taps his cheek, ready for you to hit.
Okay. So, what I want to do is fire around towards his feet and then pistol whip him in the face with the pistol.
He doesn't even flinch, and your pistol cracks him directly across the face, but his head does not move. And he gives you a big old smile, and he says, "Ah, that's more like it. That's what I like to see. Little bit of creativity in your life, huh?" And then he punches you in the stomach, and you double over in pain. And he says, "We are going to beat some respect into you today, Corin. Come on, let's have some fun." And for the rest of the day goes about like this: you trying everything you can to hurt him, and nothing seeming to faze him, and he just kind of flicks you and sends you flying across the stadium. And by the end, you are, well, quite beat up, bruised and aching, and not in a great mood.
Everybody else gets story time. I get fucking One Punch Man.
Salik is my personal character. He has an armor class of 30. He was real fun to play, I tell you what. And by the end of the day, he kind of looks down at you and he says, "All right, you give up now? You ready to show a little respect, kid?"
I'm gonna try to squeeze off one more shot at him.
He lets the shot hit him in his chest, and it just kind of pings off, Superman style. And you see there's kind of a glow of his magic armor underneath. He says, "Oh, that was close. If I had activated in my armor, he might have actually gotten me there." And he gives you a little wink, letting you know that it was not close at all.
So we calling that a night.
I don't know. You want to keep going? I don't mind punching the fuck out of you a little bit more.
I didn't hear no bell.
Okay. About what time is it?
It's probably about 10 o'clock at night at this point.
Alright, so I'll stand up, kind of stretch my back a little bit.
You hear some good
I got a
talk.
little. That's a little too real for me, Tristan. Okay, yeah. I think I'm done for today.
You stop with your brooding ass shit then, or are you gonna stop trying to run away from your party when shit gets real? Because next time you do it, I will personally fly down, beat the ever-living fuck out of you, and carry your your defeated body back to the party. You hear me?
Anything else?
No, that's it. You can return to your bedroom. I'll see you tomorrow. We got a lot of work to do.
Then I go to bed.
And the next day, he is sitting there waiting for you at breakfast. And he hands you some glue, and he says, "I heard you've been looking for this shit."
Yes. Yes, I have. And I eagerly snatch it out of his hand.
And as you go for it, he kind of puts his finger out, like, "No, no, no. You gotta earn this shit." And he reaches behind him and pulls out a few books that go over the culture and manners and such. He says, "How about we turn you into a decent human being, huh?"
Might work if I were human.
How about we turn you a decent halfling being, huh? Just an expression shit. And for the next few weeks, you guys kind of go over these books, and he tests and quizzes you, and whenever you get a little overeager, he takes you back to the stadium to beat you up a little bit. But by the end of the first month, you are at least pretending to be a passable halfling being with a little bit of manners and respect. And then he gives you glue and takes you to a forge. And you guys begin working on this this gun that you've been oh so uh, eagerly awaiting on. And Corn, go ahead and describe this gun that you helped to build.
Okay, give me a second.
By the way, you're level 10 by the end of this, in case you were curious.
Well, if this is 2020 grade city stuff, I mean, are we?
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and post this in Discord.
I eagerly await.
Something along the lines of that.
See if I can. Try to show you guys.
Oh, you're going for a hand cannon.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going for a sniper rifle.
Oh, no. This is a big boomer.
Go ahead and describe it for the people of YouTube who I can't show.
Okay, give me a second.
We know what it looks like. Just describe it. Come on. Use your words.
Upgraded version of a pistol, shoots much heavier, faster round, double-barreled, much more powerful, longer range.
Okay, but describe what it looks like, my friend. Paint a word picture.
It's a big-ass gun.
But what does it taste like?
So it's an AR? What does it look like?
No, it's just a very, very large pistol.
Double-barreled pistol, for those of you at home who don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, that.
And yeah, by the end of these 2 months, you built this weapon, taken it to the shooting range. Salik's kind of guided you on how to be a better shot and, be more than just shooting. He's kind of taught you how to use other weapons, swords, knives, stuff like that. What is the secondary weapon you've kind of taken an affinity to? The non-gun close range weapon.
A short sword.
Alright, then he really helps you out with his short sword. And by the end, you are a level 10 halfling fighter, unless you plan on multi-classing.
No, straight gunslinger.
Yep, then yeah, by level 10, you are a level 10 halfling fighter gunslinger. And 2 months pass, and you all meet for breakfast like you do every morning. And you each feel significantly stronger, more mature. A lot has happened the past 2 months. You all have experienced very different things. Walker, you've learned so much. Six, you've kind of discovered what it is to be a tiefling. Shem, you got beat up by an old lady in a willow tree.
Does anybody notice that I'm going around in my real skin?
Oh yeah, everyone noticed. Everyone's seen
Cora
your
doesn't
real-
care.
Yeah. Esmeralda,
You got a tail, so I'm guessing Six likes it better.
I keep it wrapped around my leg.
Esmeralda, you're more confident as you walk around. And Six and Corn, you've kind of you've learned humility with getting beat up every day for the past 2 months by this badass Birdman. And at breakfast, Salik comes up to you and kind of gives you all a big old smile. He says, "Ah!" He looks at you all, back again, once again, and much more powerful than last time I saw you all sitting here for breakfast. Nyx has called you. She believes you all are ready to return to the world of Thera and begin preparing for war.
Sally.
Okay.
Sally forth.
And with that, he turns and begins walking away. He says, "Well, let's go."
Before we go, I need ammo.
Oh yeah, you already have ammo.
Okay, how much?
You have 35 bullets.
That's not a lot.
I know it's not a lot. There's a reason we taught you how to use the short sword. Anyway, Salik turns and he says, "Come on! The real adventure begins now." And he begins walking out. And this is where we will end episode 11. YouTubers, thanks for hanging out with us and watching D&D. Y'all have a wonderful night, morning, day, whatever it is for you. We'll catch you for episode 12. Everyone say bye.
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 Sheb, thank you
Bye,
for that. That was
YouTube.
exactly what I was looking for.